Marriage is a whole different phase and chapter in a person's life. One of the reasons why divorce is rampant in the world today is because they assume that things have to be the same after marriage. So when changes begin to occur, they become overwhelmed and opt for separation, which they believe is the only way out for them. In this video, I will be sharing 9 ways your life changes after marriage. 1. You have more responsibilities. When you get married, you inevitably have someone else to take care of and worry about besides yourself. When you make decisions, you have someone else to consider, which is a huge responsibility. In most cases, you will think about your significant other and how they feel before yours. You put it on yourself to do everything you can to make them happy because you feel a sense of responsibility towards them. The obligation becomes more when children start coming into the picture. So, establishing the duties of each person will reduce misunderstandings in the home, as everyone will know what exactly their role is in the home. Although in many cultures, it is expected that a wife should shoulder all household responsibilities and the husband should look after the financial matters. But times are changing, and there is no defined role. Thus, partners have to discuss such issues intensely so that it will be easy to navigate through the responsibilities. 2. You learn to compromise. It is common knowledge that compromise is the key to a lasting and healthy relationship. But let's assume you are a spoiled kid who, even as an adult, always throws tantrums until things are done your way. Well, you definitely cannot continue with that entitlement behavior if you want to have a lasting marriage. You can't be the selfish person you used to be. Although you shouldn't wholly compromise your dreams and well-being for your significant other, you should learn to listen and give in to them in situations that may lead to severe arguments or for something necessary for any marriage to succeed. Compromise is an essential ingredient for an enduring marriage. Thus, for you to live in harmony with your spouse, you and your spouse must give and take once in a while. In the words of psychologist Leon Seltzer, unless we become skilled in the fine art of compromise, our relationship can quickly degrade into feelings of dissatisfaction and discord, not to mention a disillusioning sense of being all alone in the relationship. 3. You work harder. So maybe you have always been a hard worker. When you get married, you will have to work so much harder because now you don't just work for just you, but you have a partner and your successes are shared. With every promotion you get or raise you get, there's someone to share it with. You have someone to celebrate your achievements with, and you want to make your spouse proud. Also, you want to be able to contribute and bring something to the table, which pushes you to work so much harder than you have ever done. This change is one that most commonly happens amongst men. 4. Your money habits change. Once a couple is married, there is a sense of financial accountability and responsibility to their partner. It becomes even more challenging to rationalize those impulse buys. Now you realize that you are not just spending for yourself, but too. Also, you begin to see the need to save more so that you can meet with the responsibility of having children. In this new life, you must be on the same financial page with your spouse, that you make financial plans and map out your budgets together. In some cases, for you to control your spending and save enough for your children's savings, you may even opt for a joint account with your spouse. With a joint statement, your partner is aware of every transaction you make, which will prompt you to be more cautious. 5. Time with friends is reduced. Although marriage does not completely separate you from your longtime friends, the relationships will no longer be like it used to. After marriage, your topmost priority is your significant other, and it is only natural that hangouts with friends will be limited, especially when there was no existing friendship between your spouse and your friends. Licensed marriage and family therapist Ili Rivera Walter once explained that some friends may not acclimate to the married you and may choose to create distance, which is usually a sign that they are not ready, willing, or able to adjust to your new needs or expectations. To keep friendships alive in this stage of your life, you're going to need to put more effort into them, but it should not be at the expense of your spouse. Your real friends will understand and adjust, but those who are unable to adapt will walk away, and you should not feel guilty about their decision. 6. The way you see yourself is different. Marriage not only changes the way people see you, but it also changes the way you see yourself. You tend to slip into roles, and if not careful, you become fully immersed in it that you begin to lose yourself. Dr. Robin Zager, a therapist for the LGBTQIA community, refers to this situation as an identity crisis. You may even look into the mirror one day and not even recognize the person there. Often, you get so confused that you start asking questions like, "Who am I?" According to studies, this particular change is more common among the female folks. This confusion should not overwhelm you, as it is part of the phases for adjusting into the new chapter of your life. 7. You are more considerate. According to a 2017 University of Georgia survey, which examined heterosexual couples, husbands became more conscientious after marriage, meaning that they were more likely to consider their wives' needs. After tying the knot, you pay more attention to the way your significant other feels. Before making decisions, you ask them and consider their opinions. For instance, if you are a pet lover, you would not just go ahead to get a pet without first feeling if your spouse has an allergy to pets, or if they like the kind of pet that you want. Even if it is something you badly desire, you must seek your significant other's consent because you understand that every decision you make affects them. This change is one that study shows to be more common amongst men than women. 8. You cherish your alone time. Companionship is a great thing. After marriage, the initial days will be nothing but filled with shared joy. However, there would come a time when you would wish that you could spend some time alone. The fact is that it doesn't matter if you or your significant other previously lived together before tying the knot. Living together is a whole different ball game. Now you will have a limit to sharing every part of your lives together. So, your alone time is more valuable to you, and you tend to discover that you will need time away from each other once in a while. It may be by spending with your friends or family, or simply hanging out in different rooms in your home. At first, you may feel guilty for wanting some me time, but after a while, you will feel more at ease and less guilty while finding a way to make alone time. 9. Sex becomes better. Sex is a vital yet overlooked aspect of marriage. It is one of the key pillars needed to build a successful marriage. Research consulted 2,000 UK adults about exactly how much sex they felt contributed to the perfect union, and just over twice a week is the ideal amount of sex for happy Britons. Although your sex drive is likely to decrease once you tie the knot, the increased intimacy that comes with marriage will make you more willing to try new things in bed. Natasha Elkerson, a relationship expert and coach, explains that with the newfound intimacy in marriage, the pleasure is more intense because there are less uncertain moments. You know one another very well and feel comfortable, and relaxation translates into being able to orgasm more easily. Just like getting into marriage, getting a new job, or getting promoted in your workplace, marriage comes with its changes. The only way to scale through is to adapt.